Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And welcome to Keep Her Quick, your latest local news and weather, commercial free in about 22 minutes or less. We're going to jump right over to weather because, Jefferson, last night we had some lightning strikes from those dry thunderstorms.
Yeah, that's right. Some thunderstorms rolled through the area during the evening and overnight hours. We still are holding on to some of those isolated thunderstorms early on this Monday morning, but by the afternoon, thunderstorms are going to be out of our viewing area, and the main focus is then going to shift to that second weather headline, sizzling heat, making a grand return, upper 90s to low 100s across the viewing area from Tuesday all the way through Thursday. Abnormally hot temperatures for sure, and then just kind of an underlying theme throughout the entire week will be haze and smoke concerns that do linger. We will talk especially about those second and third weather headlines in more depth coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in the Tri-Cities. A second suspect accused of being involved in the murder of a woman in Pasco earlier this summer is now in jail. Lupita Ponce-Penaloza was found shot to death at a home near 20th and Marie on July 23rd. Within days of the shooting, a man was arrested in Pendleton for her murder. However, the investigation continued and a 30-year-old was arrested in Sunnyside this past Wednesday. Both are in Franklin County Jail facing second-degree murder charges. And bones that were found during the FBI search of accused killer Travis Decker last week are now being analyzed. Law enforcement officers started searching for Decker after his daughters were found dead at a campground near Leavenworth in June. The girls were on a custody visit with Decker, but they weren't returned to their mother. Investigators say the bones were found during a search of the forest surrounding the campground. The remains are being tested to determine if they're human. There's still a $20,000 reward for tips leading to Decker's arrest. And crews continue to battle a large wildfire burning in Umatilla County. Firefighters from the Umatilla County Emergency Management Team now say the Juniper Canyon fire is more than 7,500 acres. The fire kicked off early Thursday morning, and while no evacuations have been issued and no structures have been threatened, authorities are still advising the public to avoid the area for safety reasons. As of last night, the blaze is about 75% contained per watch duty. The cause of the blaze is still under investigation, though. And 3 juveniles are recovering in the hospital following a car crash in Yakima County yesterday. Troopers with State Patrol tell us the incident took place on State Route 22 near Granger. They say that's when a car with the 3 juveniles inside left the roadway, hit a canal embankment, and rolled into a ditch. All 3 were transported to Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital with injuries, the extent of which are unknown at this time. Charges are pending for the driver, and while the cause of the crash is still under investigation, troopers say there is evidence that drugs or alcohol were involved. And authorities are hoping you can help identify a porch pirate caught on camera. Take a look at this. This is Nest video provided by the Benton County Sheriff's Office of the alleged suspect grabbing a package by someone's front door and booking it down the driveway. Deputies say this happened on the 1400 block of 8th Street in Benton City over the weekend. And if you recognize this thief, you're asked to contact non-emergency dispatch. Democratic U.S. Senator Patty Murray is pushing on in her quest to block former Pasco Mayor Pete Serrano from being confirmed as the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Washington. In part of a statement provided to KEPR, the longtime Democrat senator targets Serrano's views on January 6th, abortion and gun laws, saying, quote, Serrano's extreme right-wing views are far out of step with the people of Washington state, and I will be using every legislative tool I have to block his confirmation. Now, one of the tools being suggested by Murray is a practice called a blue slip, which allows senators to block the advancement of federal attorneys and judge positions in their state via a written consent form. If the senators provide a negative response or if the form is not returned, the chairman of the Judiciary panel can choose not to move forward. President Trump, who nominated Serrano earlier this month, has threatened to sue over the century-old tradition, while Republican senators have threatened to use the process to their own advantage in the future. Now, KEPR has reached out to Serrano's office for comment on the matter, but he was unavailable, currently in the midst of a 120-day interim position as he awaits official confirmation. And switching gears this morning, yesterday was International Overdose Awareness Day, and while many communities have their own form of recognition, efforts continue in the Valley to bring awareness about the dangers of fentanyl use. The Triumph Treatment Center in Yakima hosting an event at Sarge Hubbard Park last week. KMA's Aiden Connor tells us more about it.
In the fight against opioid abuse, the Yakima Valley is all hands on deck when it comes to helping addicts in the community.
Like, the Yakima Valley is really blessed with a lot of different services to meet people's needs. And so we just want to bring awareness.
Many people, all from different walks of life, came together for the same purpose.
An event like this brings everybody together with one common cause. One common cause that we're all trying to live a life of recovery and then being aware that overdose is a very real problem in our community, and we're just trying to fight that.
Spreading awareness for opioid overdose is about more than staying out of trouble.
It's just a huge problem in the community, not just this community, but everywhere in America. Events like this just bring that to light. It brings it to everybody's forefront that this is a very real issue. This is not just an issue of somebody going to jail if they get caught. This is life or death.
Triumph Treatment Center is on a mission to provide those in need with sufficient resources and a road to a speedy recovery.
I know folks sometimes can feel like they get shuffled around and resources are hard to find. And we bring all the resources to one event. And at Triumph, we really believe making resources available, whether it's our facility or another partnering facility, is the key to getting people where they need to be in recovery.
While the battle against the drug itself is difficult to overcome, it's the battle against oneself that makes the journey even more challenging.
Find your purpose. I think a lot of people that are struggling in addiction have lost who they were. It's getting back to finding your identity, and learning to turn your weaknesses into your strengths.
KMA's Aiden Connor, thank you. And if you or someone you know is struggling with addiction and looking for treatment, you can call Triumph Treatment Center. We have their number up on our website, KIMATV.com. And the results are in from the latest batch of testing for toxic algae on our waterways. The Benton Franklin Health Department saying all samples were below recreational thresholds except Howard Amon Park. Warning signs have been posted along the shoreline at the park, and officials say algal mats were spotted floating near the swim dock. Those mats testing over the recreational standard. Health officials saying all shorelines of the Columbia could have these mats, and other bodies of water in our area also tested below thresholds or negative overall. For more details on the results, you can head over to the Health District's website. And the energy was high in Ellensburg on Saturday as folks gathered for the return of the annual Kittitas County Fair and Rodeo. KMA's John Franklin was in the streets and at the arena and brings us with him.
Good. It's fun to see the kids going for the candy.
Over 100 floats paraded through the streets of Ellensburg for a crowd of thousands of residents and visitors from over the mountains and through the valley.
Shout out to Lake Fair from the west side. We're from the west side.
Many people came for the rodeo, but had fun as the city came alive for the Labor Day weekend.
Mostly the rodeo, but we did go to the parade. We do the parade and the pancake breakfast.
Shortly after the hundreds of floats paraded around the streets of downtown Ellensburg, fans will be filling up the seats behind me to watch the second day of action at the Ellensburg Rodeo.
We've probably been, 20 times.
Yeah. We're all pretty stoked, I think. Energy is high for sure.
Yeah, this is our 4th year in a row.
Many people make the annual trip to the Kittitas Valley, making traditions and lasting memories.
It's kind of turned into a family reunion. So we got family out here, we all come out, we go to the rodeo, we camp in the backyard and just have a good time.
And the history of the rodeo, which started in 1923, adds value to the experience for some fans.
Love that this is, I've known this is one of the oldest, lasting rodeos out here, so it's really cool to support a small town and just be part of something that's been here for over 100 years. It's really cool.
For Action News, I'm John Franklin.
KMA's John Franklin, thank you. And the championship rounds are today. The Kittitas County Fair is right next to the arena, and that is also set to end today. But also happening today, Prosser's oldest community event, States Day. It will be offering something for the whole family. The Grand Parade kicks off at 10 a.m. The Prosser VFW Color Guard leads a long line of marching bands, floats, mounted entries, junior and senior organizations, and much more. The parade is billed as the longest in Central Washington. After the parade, though, family activities will get underway at City Park. There will be lots of food and a community carnival of old-time carnival games, plus bingo in the historic downtown area. Live music includes the community band. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan. Jefferson, it's the 98th annual States Day celebration over in Prosser, so almost 100 years doing that. And I'm hoping that these won't be the hottest temperatures over the course of those 100 years.
Well, it is possible, especially as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. Not necessarily today, we're not going to break any records, but as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, some records are going to fall. I would say that in the last 100 years, or nearly 100 years, this is one of the hottest Labor Days we have seen thing for sure. Average high temperatures this time of year should be down into the low to mid 80s across much of the region, but instead we are going to be in the low to mid 90s. I do anticipate low to mid 90s for the Tri-Cities today, low to mid 90s for the Yakima Valley, low to mid 90s in the Kittitas Valley today, with daytime highs peaking in the low to mid 90s for the Blue Mountain foothills as well. All of us will be looking at hazy sunshine overhead on this Labor Day Monday. Now, as we go into the next couple of days after today, temperatures are going to get even hotter. On Tuesday, upper 90s to low 100s across the region, upper 90s to low 100s again on Wednesday, with a similar story being told on Thursday. Again, hazy sunshine overhead throughout this week with these sweltering temperatures. I do believe we are going to challenge, if not break, records on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And of course, we will cover those records as they are broken, or at least as they are challenged. There are heat alerts in place because of the abnormally hot temperatures we do have coming our way. Heat advisories in this orange color, extreme heat watches in this more maroon color. These heat alerts go from 11 a.m. tomorrow morning until 8 p.m. on Thursday. Again, as we could have high temperatures eclipsing that 100-degree mark. Now, something else I mentioned, haze and smoke concerns are going to be persisting across the forecast area as we go throughout the duration of this week. The wildcat fire in extreme western Yakima County has been putting out a lot of smoke. That is going to lead to much about the haze and smoke concerns in our viewing area. But just in general, with all of the fires burning around the Northwest, haze and smoke concerns will continue through this week and potentially into the next couple of weeks until we have one of those big season-ending or fire season-ending rain events, and that just does not look to be in the cards anytime soon. But I do want to mention one thing on a precipitation standpoint, and that is as we look at the Storm Tracker Futurecast, it is possible that as we get towards Saturday specifically, we could be looking at some showers trying to make a resurgence to our region. Now, of course, Saturday is still several days away. This forecast is undoubtedly going to change until we get to that point, but I just want to give you early notice that it is possible that once we reach the weekend, some raindrops may be in the card. Of course, we will continue to track this throughout the week, but right now I'm going to toss it back over to Dave.
Thanks, Jefferson. A Lower Valley theater group is preparing for its production of 45 Minutes from Broadway. Over the Hill Theatricals will perform 4 shows of the George M. Cohan musical, which is set in 1925 and highlights a Broadway theater group struggling to fund their new show.
45 Minutes from Broadway. It's a short rehearsal time, but we've gotten it together and we're having a great time. George M. Cohan songs. Everybody loves George M. Cohan songs.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love singing and dancing, and I like acting. I pretend like I'm scared, but I know I'm not. Everybody, unfortunately, knows I'm not.
Now, the first of 4 shows will be on September 5th at 7 p.m. All shows will be performed at the Sunnyside High School Auditorium. Admission is free of charge, and donations will be taken at the door. All show dates and times will be posted up on our website. And at Yakima's Capitol Theater, the 2025-26 Capitol Best Season is about to launch. An exciting lineup of shows are planned for this year. Earlier this week, KMI's John Kennedy O'Connor went along to the theater to learn more about the upcoming program.
Well, I'm here outside the Capitol Theatre in downtown Yakima. We've come here this afternoon to check out the Capitol Best Season for 2025-2026. There are going to be 5 musicals in this year's season, and we're here to meet with CEO Charlie Robin to discover what they're all about. Well, Charlie, great to see you.
It is wonderful to see you again.
Well, thank you. And we're looking ahead now to the 2025-2026 Capitol
Brand new
Best.
season, very excited.
Lots of exciting shows,
Yes.
and all musicals this year.
Well, you know, on occasion, you have to give the people what they want. So, kicking it off with an extraordinary offering, which is SUFFS. That's SUFFS, but it's short for Suffragette.
Right.
And it's the Suffragette musical. It is doing its very first tour from Broadway. They are building the show here in Yakima before it premieres in Seattle. So we get the preview performances first. I'm really excited about that.
And then we've got some classics, because then we've got Chicago. Now, everyone knows Chicago.
Yes. We haven't had Chicago here in about 6 years. Again, they're going to be doing a pre-tour tech. They're going to build the show here before it then opens in Seattle. So get it here first.
But then we have the 30th anniversary of Stomp.
Yes. And we haven't had Stomp here in, I think, 18, 20 years.
it's quite a long
So
time.
yeah, it's been a long time to have them in for their 30th anniversary. And again, they're doing their tech before they go on tour. So we get the first of this as well.
And then another new show that hasn't been here before is The Choir of Man.
The Choir of Men, that's coming in January. And it's actually a show I found in Edinburgh at the Edinburgh Festivals. It was like the best of show. It was sold out every night. They had to squeeze me in on a corner to see the show. It had absolutely glorious time. They put the bar on stage. You actually, so...
Yes, because the audience gets to drink. I know they'll do that here.
Well,
but
excuse me, the audiences always get to drink. Here they actually get to source the material from the stage, so yeah, as well as our other bars.
And then we got a bonus show.
We were able to put back into the schedule Kinky Boots, and it is one of my all-time favorite shows. It is uproariously funny and, more importantly, uproariously moving.
Now, people can still subscribe?
You can still subscribe up until the first show, and then we also do have single tickets on sale, too.
Well, Charlie, we're looking forward to a great new season. Nice to see you again.
As it says, high stakes, high heels, high energy.
Sounds good.
Ms. John Kennedy O'Connor, thank you. And the tickets for the entire season or individual shows are available online at capitaltheater.org or at the box office. We'll be taking a look at the first show in the season, the U.S. tour premiere of Suffs, later this week. And switching gears, a new high school is under construction in Wapato. It'll replace the current Pace High School, which was completed nearly 90 years ago. KEPR John Franklin joins us yet again, talking the history of the old high school and telling us about the progress of the new one.
If you go age-wise by state of Washington, Department of Education, OSPI, you want at least 30 years out of a building before you have to go back and do a remodel, and kind of the lifespan is 60.
Pace High School has outlived its recommended lifespan by about 30 years, and the building just can't keep up with modern standards.
Part of it is just getting up to current codes. When something's built back in, 1938, 1939, it wasn't ADA compliant. The heating and electrical is difficult. All the use of new technology, that all takes new wiring that those buildings weren't designed to have.
30 feet away from the current Pace High School is the construction site for the new building.
We're currently standing in the gym. Directly behind us is a classroom wing with a weight room off to my right. Far to the left happens to be some more classrooms, a common area, and then behind us is the office admin area.
A group of students helped design the new school, and one thing they wanted to ensure is that the students of Pace are connected.
They've really talked about the culture and community of Pace. When you're here, it's kind of like family. Everybody kind of knows everybody.
Construction began over the summer, and you can see foundations being set and walls starting to take shape.
But really right now, we're in the process of putting the slabs down, which is the flooring for all of the area. As soon as that's there, we'll start framing and putting up walls.
Ms. John Franklin, thank you. And the new Pace building is set to open at the start of the next academic year. But that's not the only building set to be built in the Wapato School District. Next summer, crews will begin work on a new elementary school to replace Sadis and Camas Elementary. A local pop-up bookstore in the Tri-Cities is collaborating with a tap house for our unique event. Keeper Stephanie Rivera was there and has the details.
We would dream about the brick and mortar, and we love reading, and we're like, how do we turn our passion into a business, something that we love going to every day.
Bag Books, two mothers who are best friends with their book heart named Brittany, are traveling almost anywhere in the region, selling a variety of things like romance novels to hats, blankets, and other apparels. They share their story of how their vision came to life.
I don't know that there's really a theme. We were just like, pink. Well, I think we kind of both were like, this is our opportunity to make our dream library. We don't necessarily have the space in our own house, so like, we could be as creative as we wanted and make our own dream library, but in the trailer itself. So pretty much we just kind of looked at all the ideas that we loved and all the like colors and schemes and stuff like that and brought it to life.
This bookstore does do collaborations with other local businesses. Today they were at Copper's Top Tap House, where people got to sip their beers with a cozy novel.
It depends on where we're parked at that point. When it comes to like wineries or breweries, that's kind of the theme, is like you come and you get to shop, maybe look at some books and grab a book, and then you can go sit and grab a beer or a glass of wine and like read for a little bit, have a nice relaxing day,
Yeah, we also do like coffee places and markets, other like local markets where there's other vendors.
Bag Big owners say they're pretty content with how their business is going so far.
Would be to open up a store if it gets to that point, if we're able to, but for right now we're pretty happy just traveling around the Tri-Cities and giving different areas and businesses some collab.
Bag Books are open to doing collaborations with other local businesses. They also do private events like birthdays and weddings. If interested, visit our website at keepertv.com. This is Stephanie Rivera reporting from Kennewick, Action News.
And what started as a weight loss journey for one Yakima man has turned into an interactive scavenger hunt for the Yakima community. Stephen Rice began his weight loss mission by walking to the Arboretum every day and soon found another self-motivating activity in the process, stone painting. Rice painted 50 unique stones and placed them all around the Yakima Arboretum and decided to take the idea even further.
And then this whole idea started to evolve, where it became like I wanted to tell a story with each one. And then I started using right away also Google Earth. And you're able to make a pin, and I give that pin a name, so I named the stone and then took a picture of where I laid it. And so every single one of them has a story on Google Earth that you can see images of the stone by itself, where I placed it.
And if you found a stone, Stephen would like to hear your story. We have his email address up on our website, KIMATV.com. And that does it for us. Thank you for watching this episode of Keeper Quick. For more local news and weather, you can head over to both of our websites. That's Keeper and KIMATV.com, as well as our Facebook pages. But while you're here, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest mini newscasts Monday through Friday. Have a fantastic Labor Day, everybody.